I won't say who it was, but we were doing a scene on Thursday. I was teaching Lindsay's class on Thursday day. And after the scene, she's really fantastic, but after the scene, I could see she was getting distressed by the conversation. Not because of the work, but because of the things that we were talking about personally in her life, right? And she ended up starting to cry, and then she said, you know, the realization that she's having is, if she starts to let go of the drama in her life, which is really represented in a certain relationship, she's scared that her life was going to become boring. Oh, see? A lot of you just said that. You have the same fear. And so I broke it down in some ways that I think really created some openings for her and for the whole class and for myself, and then something else I thought about. And first I just want to say, listen, you guys, for all of us, every human being on this planet is on a journey toward evolving upwards, right? And so part of the thing that is exciting is as you have a bit of a skill and a distinction to have awareness of when you can start to make changes that will help jettison you to evolve. So part of the challenge is we're pitched into this world collectively and individually with low self-esteem and low self-worth, and our value system is not really aligned with the truth of who we are. And part of our lives, and there's nothing wrong with that, and we're often subconscious and not awake to the fact that what we seek in life is not measured with how we feel about ourselves. But that can change. Right? That can change. So here was part of the epiphany I had today, which is all parts are contained within the whole. And there is a whole part of you that is, oh my God, infinitely intelligent and powerful and dynamic and can solve all problems and is drama-free and is full of love and compassion and light and amazing ability. And what's interesting is, whether you're conscious of that or not, there is a part of your being that knows that. So when you act out of something that is not in alignment with that, it creates dissonance within yourself. You maybe have never heard of it this way before. And so that's part of the inner dialogue that you have with yourself that makes you not feel good. And then what happens is it's pitched out into the world in relationships that usually show up in the form of dum-dum-dum, distractions. Distractions. You know the kind, right? You want to fix that person, or that's all going wrong, or you want to try to make that work out, or that person never calls you, and so you call your girlfriend and you're like, oh, but I really love him so bad, right? And it's just, right? We spend an inordinate amount of energy and time in a distracting phase. And you know what? I am the king of that. Or I should say I was. In my 20s, when I was thinking about this today, I was like, oh lordy. I could tell you all stories about how distracted I was of seeking out relationships at that level that mirrored my own self-worth. And one came to mind today. There was this guy that was saying, I think his name was Rob. Sorry, Rob, if you... but I used to call him kosher salt because he always used to crack these jokes saying, pass the kosher salt. But you see, here was really interesting. He wasn't even funny. I didn't even find him funny, but my self-esteem was so low, I thought, well, that's all I could kind of hang out with is a guy who doesn't even make me laugh. Pass the kosher salt. So anyway, in no uncertain terms was it over. It was over, right? This was before the world of cell phones, and he did not return my calls. But, you know, me being who I was, I remember one time my answering machine was broken, and I called him up, and I was like, hi, my answering machine, I just got it working again. It's been broken. So you might have tried to call me, but it's working now. Didn't hear from him, of course, but again, I did not take that for a no for an answer. On Halloween, knock, knock, knock at his door. He opens the door. What are you doing here? And I had a pumpkin. I was like, I'm here to carve pumpkins with you. Okay, so the point of that is, people, distraction. Distraction. I was seeking experiences out there that were confirming my own sense of disconnect. And that's part of what the 20s are all about, right? But I'm going to leave you with this, which is the insight that this girl had on Thursday, is what would happen if you started to become a little bit more aware of letting those things go in your life in the form of relationships or energy suckers that are distracting you, that you are identified with because of that's part of our left brain wiring. We're identified with that part of ourselves that believes that's what we deserve. That's what I should get. That's kind of all that's possible for me. So what would happen if you started to let those things go and you began to realize that the energy that has been served up in a false way to support those things all of a sudden aren't going to leave you with boredom. They're going to leave you with deeper passion and deeper intimacy and deeper fulfillment and deeper joy and deeper relationships with all people. Not just A1, with all people. That is not a boring life, people. That is an optimal life. That is the way we are engineered. That just takes a little bit of skill level to realize distraction. So the homework this week, where there are relationships that are distracting to you, is not to be unkind. And I'm not saying summarily drop these people out of your life. Just, you all know what I'm talking about, do you not? Well, what do you want to do about it? I'll leave you with that.